Thomas. Hi. I'm from North Carolina. I came up here in '86, believe it or not. A long time ago, I came out of the military. I came from a military background. Like most of us, we've had our challenges in our childhood where we felt like we were different somehow. Like we didn't fit in. And I'm no different than any of you, although I felt like I was. And coming from the South, I was just a different horse. You got to hear me. It's a different horse down there, you know. And when I got here, what I liked the most about Vermont was, it wasn't the weather. I did some cold weather training in the Marine Corps, so I'm used to cold weather, but it wasn't the weather, it was you. And I ran into this addiction. This addiction thing came to me in '86. It was cocaine. I never saw it before in my life. I never know nothing about it. But I was still a Marine, so I had that Marine Corps background as far as fighting things go. That never surrender thing go. And so I spent from '86 to 2013 fighting with this thing. And I go down, and I get up, and I go down, and I get up, and I go down, and I get up, and I promise myself I'm not going to do this again. I'm done with it. We're done. Hoorah. And the next morning, I'd wake up after payday, and I'd be broke again. And I was broke again, and I was broke again. And every payday, I said, I'm not going to do this again. This time we're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. And God be my witness. Every payday up to, I was down to where I couldn't stop using. I couldn't go more than 3 days without using. I couldn't go more than 2 days without using. And then right up here on Johnson, right up here on Route 15 about 2 months ago, I was driving down the road. I'd been up all night, one of those nights, and it was a Friday, day after payday, and I was trying to stay awake, and I just beat, so I know I got about a run out of time. So, if I went 2 more feet to my left, I would have hit one of y'all. I'm in my company van, and if I went 2 more feet to the right, I'd have hit this telephone pole. And I fell asleep, and God pushed me like, he tipped me past, I missed the telephone pole, he tips the van over, and I land into this ditch, and the van is mangled. You got to understand what mangled means. It means the roof was ripped open. It means that everything in the back was pushed forward, and the airbag went off. And I come up out of this hole untouched, unscathed, and people had stopped the car and said, "Boy, you okay? You got to get back in there. We got to get you out of there." I said, "I'm good." I climb out, I'm down on the side of the road, and they're looking at the van, and they're looking at me, and they can't understand what happened. And I'm gonna tell you, the night before, I met this woman at AA, and her name was Delcy, and she said, I said, "Either you do something about this or I'm going to. That's how this is gonna work. Because I can't do this again. I can't go down again like this. I can't do it." And so she says, "You need to go to Team Challenge." I said, "Who?" She said, "Team Challenge." I said, "Well, what's that all about?" She said, "It's a 15-month program." I said, 15 months? I said, "No." I'm good. I can do this. I just need some time, some distance between me and it. That's all I need. I'm good with that. But that morning when I got in that accident call about that hole, I called. She comes up. She even has his number. I called Jill's, right? And he says, "We got a bed right now. You want it?" I said, "No." I said, "Hold on. Give me 4 days. I gotta get paid. I gotta get my paycheck, and then I can come up." So 4 days later, of course, but on day 5, I called up and he still had a bed, but I had to get up there. I didn't have a way to get there. I didn't have nothing was going to work. And every time something got in my way, I kept saying this, I can't do it. God stepped up and it was gone. I needed a ride at 4:30 in the afternoon. I said, "You know what, it ain't gonna happen." Somebody calls me on my phone and says, "Thomas, where are you?" I said, "Turning Point." He said, "I'll be there in a minute, and I'll give you right up." That's how this whole thing has worked since I've been here. And you got to, they hate it when I say this, but you gotta feel me. God has taken me out of a dark place. Pastor said, he said, "Thomas, he took you out of a dark place and he brought you into this open space up here on this mountain." And I've been to, what did he say? I've been to the top of the mountain. up into the top of the mountain, and there was peace up there. There's Jesus up there. I got people that care about me up there. I got hope up there. You people putting on everything that y'all do to get us up there. You have no idea what it is to be beaten down, and then having the beat broken, and then somebody coming and reaching up and giving you a hand up, not a hand down, and making you work for what you have to get. Every one of these kids work for everything they do all day, all day. You got to feel we went to this thing, we call it a spiritual emphasis. They prayed on me. Every time I went down on my knees, there's somebody named Dane. Every time I went down on my knees, Dane put his hand on my shoulder and picked me up. And I went down like 3 times, and he picked me up. I'm like, because I know Dane's hand. I know his hand. And the last time Pastor prayed on me, he said, he felt my heart jumping into his hand. You got to hear this. And I got filled up with something that I could, from my head to my head, I couldn't feel nothing. You got to hear me? I couldn't feel nothing.